Have you ever wondered what your dog would actually do if someone tried to hurt you? Most people have an answer ready. They'd bark, they'd scare the intruder, they'd protect the house. But scientists who study dogs have uncovered something much more fascinating. For many dogs, especially breeds developed to guard people or livestock, protection isn't simply a trained behavior. It's deeply connected to the way they bond with the humans they love. That doesn't mean every big dog would sacrifice its life for you, and it doesn't mean dogs think about heroism the way humans do, but it does mean that in the moments when they believe you're in danger, something extraordinary happens inside their brains. Let's start with the part almost every owner misunderstands. One, your dog isn't protecting the house, they're protecting you. Imagine someone walking toward your front door while you're not home. Many dogs will bark. Now picture the exact same stranger approaching while you're standing just a few feet behind your dog. For many owners, the difference is obvious. The posture changes. The ears go forward. The dog quietly steps between you and the stranger, almost like they're saying, if you're coming closer, you'll have to come through me first. Researchers studying dog attachment noticed something very similar. In one of the most influential studies on human-dog relationships, scientists adapted the famous strange situation experiment, originally used to study the bond between infants and their caregivers. What they found was remarkable. Dogs use their owners as what's known as a secure base. Just as young children feel safer when a trusted parent is nearby, dogs become calmer, more confident, and better able to handle unfamiliar situations when their person is close. That means, for many dogs, you're the thing that feels worth protecting. Not the walls around you, but that bond becomes even more powerful in certain breeds. 2. Some dogs were bred to face danger without backing down. Here's something many people don't realize. Not every large dog is a guardian dog. A Labrador and a Kangal may be similar in size, but they were bred for completely different jobs. For centuries, livestock guardian breeds like Kangals, Anatolian Shepherds, and Great Pyrenees stood between flocks and predators such as wolves. Generation after generation, humans selected the dogs that didn't run away. Over hundreds of years, that shaped powerful protective instincts. Behaviorists have found that during a perceived threat, these dogs can become so focused on confronting danger that normal caution is temporarily reduced. That doesn't mean they don't value their own safety. It means the protective instinct can become stronger than the instinct to retreat. You can see a similar effect in working dogs. Police dogs, military dogs, and search and rescue dogs have been documented continuing their tasks even after being injured, because intense drive can temporarily override pain and hesitation. Of course, this instinct isn't a substitute for training or proper safety. A brave dog is still a dog, and courage doesn't make them invincible, which is why understanding their behavior matters just as much as admiring it. 3. Following you everywhere isn't just clinginess. Do you have a dog that follows you everywhere? The kitchen, the bedroom, the bathroom. Sometimes it feels like you can't take 3 steps without hearing paws behind you. It's easy to joke that your dog is being nosy, but researchers have another explanation. Dogs naturally try to stay close to the people they've formed strong attachments with. Behavior scientists call this proximity maintenance. One of the key features of attachment, simply knowing where you are, helps many dogs feel secure. In other words, your dog isn't always checking on what you're doing. Sometimes they're checking that you're still there. But this attachment has another side. Dogs that form especially strong bonds with their owners can also struggle more when they're suddenly left alone. That's why constant shadowing isn't always a sign of perfect happiness. Sometimes it's a reminder that even devoted dogs need confidence, independence, and the ability to relax without constantly monitoring protecting their person, because a protector also deserves to feel safe. 4. Your dog may notice trouble before you do. Have you ever seen your dog suddenly freeze, stare toward a window, or growl at someone who hadn't even spoken yet? It can feel almost supernatural. The truth is impressive enough without turning it into a mystery. A dog's nose contains hundreds of millions of scent receptors, far more than ours. Their hearing detects sounds we never notice, and they're experts at reading tiny changes in body language, movement, and tone of voice. Sometimes your dog notices those changes before your brain has consciously processed them. But there's an important detail many videos leave out. Dogs aren't perfect judges of danger. Sometimes they're responding to something completely harmless. Sometimes anxiety makes them overly alert. In fact, veterinarians often see highly vigilant dogs become stressed because they're constantly scanning their surroundings. The same instincts that help a guardian notice possible danger can also make it harder for them to truly relax. That's why giving protective dogs quiet, predictable downtime is just as important as encouraging their confidence. 5. They aren't choosing to die for you. Their instinct simply puts you first. Movies often make it seem like dogs stop and think, I'll sacrifice myself to save my human. Science suggests something different. Dogs probably aren't making that kind of conscious calculation. Instead, when they believe someone they've bonded with is in danger, powerful attachment systems and protective instincts can overwhelm normal caution. They're not making a philosophical decision. They're reacting exactly the way generations of evolution and selective breeding prepared them to react. That's why we continue to hear documented stories of dogs placing themselves between children and danger, standing in front of their owners, or refusing to leave an injured family member, not because they're trying to become heroes, but because protecting the people they love is simply what their brains tell them to do. And sometimes that instinct comes at an incredible cost. Tonight, when your dog curls up beside your bed, or quietly waits outside the bathroom, or walks a little closer when you're out after dark, remember what you're really looking at. Not blind loyalty, not human-style heroism, but one of the strongest cross-species bonds scientists have ever studied. A relationship built on trust, strengthened by attachment, and in some breeds shaped by centuries of selective breeding to stand between danger and the people they care about. The greatest way we can honor that devotion isn't expecting our dogs to protect us, it's giving them a life where they rarely have to, because even the bravest guardian deserves to feel completely safe. Has your dog ever done something that made you feel protected? Tell us their name and your story in the comments. We'd love to read it. And if this video gave you a new appreciation for your best friend, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.